Welcome back, everyone. We're going to discuss the Yoga Sutras, now moving to Yoga Sutra 2.10, in which we're going to learn that the causes of suffering, otherwise known as the afflictions, are best prevented and or avoided by resolving them at their root, at their origin. So let's take a comfortable seat to begin and rest your hands in your lap, and you're welcome to close your eyes. Invite yourself to center, to arrive in the present moment. Allow your breathing to become smoother and deeper. And if the breath seems choppy or shallow or troubled, that may be a sign that your nervous system has been influenced by some things today, perhaps by the kleshas, the 5 causes of suffering. I'll remind you that those are avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. And so if you do have some foam on the ocean of your nervous system, in other words, the surface of your ocean of consciousness is disturbed by this residue, just know that it's part of the human condition. And as you breathe in, practice forgiving yourself for that. On the exhale, invite yourself to be more present here, to take refuge from the mayhem, to be in the moment. And then please raise your hands together at your heart, and we were going to begin here with giving homage to Patanjali, who wrote the sutras. So we are going to sense we've arrived for a practice that has a deep, long history, and it's still relevant today, still giving us refuge and wisdom today. So with appreciation for the dedicated work of Sri Patanjali so many years ago, we shall begin. Breathe in smoothly, breathe out smoothly. Yogena cittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaijikena yopakarotam pravaramuninam Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Yogena cittasya padena vacham Malam sharirasya cha vaijikena Yopakarotam pravaramuninam Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You bow your head to your heart. And then as you release your hands to your lap, you're welcome to keep your gaze kind of inward, because this practice is done in call and response. You will see the sutra on the screen as we get into the full sutra, but in the call and response part, we're learning as our ancestor yogis did, and we're learning as I did in India, by hearing. So it's hearing, responding, hearing, responding. And often we were chanting without knowing the translation of the words. So I'll give you the translation in this case so you have a sense of why we're doing a particular chant, but we'll do it in call and response, so that could be done with your eyes closed. So you're going to hear the word te, which means these, and that's referring to these groups of things that preceded this conversation, which are avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. So te refers to the kleshas, these causes of suffering. They have an involution, they have an origin, they have like a catalyst, and that's called prati prasava. Prati prasava. So In this case, the involution of these kleshas can be overcome or reduced, and the word for that is heya, to reduce, to abate, to lessen the likelihood of them recurring, right? And then what we want to understand is that it's a very subtle process, and if we catch the kleshas arising in their subtle form, they don't have to become their dense or gross or dynamic form. And the word for that is sukshmaha. So this is as understood in Yoga Sutra 2.10. So let's begin. Te, 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 pratiprasava, 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 heya, 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 sukshma, 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 sukshma. Now 2 words together. Te pratiprasava, te pratiprasava, te pratiprasava, te pratiprasava, heya sukshma, heya sukshma, heya sukshma, heya sukshma, heya sukshma, heya sukshma. Now the whole sutra. Te pratiprasava heya sukshma, 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 te pratiprasava heya sukshma. Now just taking that in to have a sense. Imagine it getting more subtle, more subtle, more subtle. Te pratiprasava heya sukshma, te pratiprasava heya sukshma. Imagine the kleshas becoming more and more subtle, but your awareness also becoming more refined. So you're going to sense the arising of the klesha or a disturbance. You'll sense it before it's overwhelming or overtaking you. Encourage your mind to be still and to get comfortable with the stillness. And you can imagine if you were on the shore of the ocean and you saw a boat moving across the horizon and then turning to come into the bay where you're standing. If that boat at the distance is quite small, you can sense what it's comprised of, and as it comes closer, you are prepared to not be overtaken by it. So if on the horizon is the boat of avidya, that means ignorance or not knowing your deepest nature or forgetting that true nature that shines through you and everything, That leads to overwhelming emotions, to not know ourselves. So as that passes by the screen of your awareness, there's an opportunity not to let it overtake you. Invite the boat to head on its way. And if the boat coming through of asmita, we're trying to turn into your harbor. Asmita means that felt sense of separateness or the fragility of the ego that has to be decorated, amplified, protected, defended. When we deeply know ourselves, that asmita is settled down. You can imagine that boat also just going by on the ocean. And likewise with raga, which is clinging, desire, and attachment, it's heavily preoccupying. It distorts the present moment into that which we're fixated on. So imagine that boat, it's trying to come into your harbor, but the boat checks and you're not receptive, so it's not finding its way. And then dvesha, aversion, it makes a pass on this horizon. Also checking to see if you're tempted. Aversion is also hatred and resistance, reaction. And then abhinivesha also makes a pass. It's trying to see, are you interested? And abhinivesha means fear. Fear specifically of not going on being. He pratiprasava heya sukshma. Te pratiprasava heya sukshma. Te pratiprasava heya sukshma. Just imagine yourself not so influenceable by the kleshas. Please raise your hands to your heart. I hope this has been effective and helpful for you. And of course, if it has been, please do click the like button. Don't forget, if you subscribe to the channel, you get notifications. It also supports us to keep offering more of these teachings for you. So thank you very much. If you're interested in the yoga philosophy a little more deeply, you can also check out our teacher training programs and the retreats that I lead at Brighton Bush Hot Springs. The links for those are in the description down below this video. Thank you very much. Namaste.